And it is legal counsel time right now, 436-1212. We're so glad you could join us on this Wednesday. Chris O'Hara is in with us to take your legal questions, so pick up the phone and give us a call on that number I just gave you, 436-1212. Our time now is 8:30, and we're going to start out talking about a question that we received about a medical bill of a patient who had some work done at a hospital, and then the hospital gave him a certain time to pay the bill back.
Yeah, oftentimes when you go into the hospital, you sign paperwork as soon as you enter, and it's kind of in an emergency situation, and sometimes you don't really realize what you're signing. And usually there's some paperwork when you're admitted in or when there's a surgery prior to it that either the individual who is undergoing the surgery or one of the representatives of their family would have signed. Now, my understanding from the question that we had was that they were being basically strong-armed to pay it within a year. Depending on the amount of what it is, and depending on what the paperwork is that you sign, normally in a situation like that, you'd be able to call the hospital or talk to a representative of them. And if it's something where it can't be worked out and paid within a year, you could either make a payment plan or make some sort of an arrangement to get it paid off within a reasonable amount of time. Now, if that's not working, in the hospital, like I think in this instance, was threatening to send it to a collection agency. Sometimes maybe in that situation what you'd want to do if you're not having success in getting in contact with them is to contact an attorney that would handle a civil case and that can contact the hospital on your behalf. And in that situation there may be an arrangement that they could make to keep it from going to a collection agency, so that way you would get a time period and maybe even a monthly payment that could be made so that you wouldn't get it sent off to a collection agency.
Yeah, because once it goes there, it's just not good on your record.
No, and many times you think that there's paperwork that you don't realize that you may have signed.
Right.
But usually there's documents that would have supported them making the payment.
Right.
You may just not have realized it, or the representative of the family may not have realized that they signed those documents when they went into the hospital. Because like you said, most of the time you're in the hospital, it's an emergency situation.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Chris. All right. We have a caller on the line. Good morning. Thanks for watching Eyewitness News. What's your question?
Yes, I was calling to see if someone co-signed to help me to get my house refinanced. Does that give them a right to stay in it? They're not on my deed. They just co-signed on the loan.
Well, if you co-sign on a house, then I guess technically, I don't know what the contractual arrangement is, other than the fact that for what you've stated is for the purpose of the loan itself. But if you co-sign on the house and the other person is actually part of the loan, they arguably would have a legal right to remain there. I don't know if the deed is just deeded to one person on the house. Usually, though, within the deed, there would be some language as to what, regarding the financing and regarding who actually takes possession of it. And same thing with the loan itself. So I would think that normally speaking with that, if there's a co-signer on a loan with it, and they would obviously, I think at that point, also have a legal right to be in the house too, because they technically own part of it because they own the loan.
All right. Thank you, Chris. Sure appreciate it. And thanks for calling, folks. Call us next Wednesday. We'll have legal counsel again, same time, same place.